Ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time you gave everything you had? Not half, not three-quarters, but all of it, your time, your energy, your heart, your soul. See, the problem with most of us isn't that we're incapable, it's that we stop when it gets tough. We settle for good enough when we should be striving for greatness. But let me tell you something, good enough doesn't change lives. Good enough doesn't leave a legacy. If you want success, you've got to give your all. I'm talking about the kind of commitment where you push past exhaustion, doubt, and fear. You stay up late, you wake up early, and you give everything even when no one's watching. That's the price of greatness. Some of you say, I want to be successful, but your actions don't match your words. You want the prize, but you don't want to pay the price. Success is reserved for those who are willing to put in the work. No excuses. Remember, this life isn't going to hand you anything. You've got to fight for it. You've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. When you face challenges, don't shrink. Don't back down. Use them as fuel to push harder, to give more, to be better. Here's the truth. If you give less than 100%, you'll always wonder what could have been. You'll look back one day and regret the moments you chose comfort over commitment, fear over faith. Don't let that be your story. Success requires complete and unwavering commitment. It's not enough to dabble in your dreams or approach them with a casual mindset. You have to dive in head first, putting every ounce of your energy, time, and focus into what you want to achieve. Giving your all means pushing past the limitations you've placed on yourself, breaking through the walls of doubt and fear, and going beyond what you thought was possible. Most people operate on autopilot, giving just enough effort to get by. They clock in, do the bare minimum, and clock out, hoping for something extraordinary to come their way. But the truth is, extraordinary outcomes demand extraordinary effort. If you're not willing to commit fully, you'll always find yourself stuck in mediocrity. Greatness doesn't come to those who do things halfway. It's reserved for the few who are willing to give everything they've got. The reason many of us don't achieve our goals isn't that we lack the ability, it's because we give up too soon. The moment things get hard, the moment the road gets rough, we start convincing ourselves that maybe it's not worth it. Or worse, that we're not capable. But that's the difference between winners and everyone else. Winners keep going, no matter how hard it gets. They understand that the process is supposed to be challenging. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone, it happens when you're stretched, when you're tested, and when you have to dig deep to find strength you didn't know you had. When you decide to give your all, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming circumstances, other people, or lack of resources. You take full responsibility for your life and your success. You wake up earlier, you work harder, and you stay later. You eliminate distractions because you understand that every second counts. This isn't about being busy for the sake of it. It's about being purposeful. It's about making every action, every choice, and every moment count toward your vision. Giving your all doesn't just apply to work or your career. It's a mindset that extends to every area of your life. Whether it's in your relationships, your health, or your personal growth, you must be willing to invest fully. Half-hearted efforts yield half-hearted results. If you want love, you have to love deeply. If you want to be healthy, you have to commit to the discipline of eating right and exercising regularly. If you want to grow as a person, you have to put in the time to learn, reflect, and evolve. When challenges arise, and this is where most people falter, it's easy to give your all when things are going smoothly, but the real test comes when you're met with adversity. Those moments are when you find out what you're truly made of. Are you going to fold under pressure, or are you going to rise above it? Adversity is not your enemy, it's your opportunity. It's the fire that refines you, the chisel that shapes you into the person you need to become to reach your goals. Many of us have dreams, but we lack the discipline to turn those dreams into reality. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up every single day, rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not. There will be days when you don't want to put in the work, when everything in you says to take a break or give up. But those are the days that matter most. That's when you have to push harder, dig deeper, and remind yourself why you started in the first place. Giving your all means understanding that failure is part of the journey. Too often, we're so afraid of failing that we don't even try. But failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it. Every failure is a lesson, a chance to learn and grow. When you give your all, you're not afraid to fail because you know that failure is temporary, but quitting is permanent. You'd rather fall 1,000 times than spend your life wondering what could have been if only you tried harder. One of the biggest obstacles to giving your all is fear, your failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Fear is a natural response, but it can't control you. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on. The more you do, the less power it has over you. When you choose courage over fear, you unlock a level of potential you didn't even know existed. You start to see that the things you were afraid of were never as big as they seemed. Another crucial element of giving your all is having a clear vision. You can't give your all to something if you don't know what you're working toward. Take the time to define your goals, your dreams, and your purpose. Get specific about what success looks like to you. Once you have that clarity, everything else falls into place. Your decisions become easier because you're no longer distracted by things that don't align with your vision. Your energy becomes focused and your actions become intentional. One of the most important lessons you'll learn when you give your all is that success isn't just about the destination, it's about who you become along the way. The process of giving your all transforms you. It makes you stronger, more resilient, and more confident. You start to see yourself differently. You realize that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. And that realization alone is worth every ounce of effort you put in. There's a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you gave everything you had. Even if you don't reach your ultimate goal, there's no shame in trying. The real failure isn't holding back, in settling for less than you're capable of. When you give your all, you can walk away with no regrets, knowing that you left it all on the table. The truth is, life is short. You don't get a do-over. Every moment you spend not giving your all is a moment you'll never get back. Don't waste your time wishing for things to happen. Make them happen. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There's no such thing. Start where you are with what you have and give it everything you've got. When you commit to giving your all, something incredible happens. The world starts to take notice. Opportunities come your way. People want to work with you, and doors that were once closed begin to open. But none of that happens until you decide to show up fully without holding back. Success doesn't come to those who sit on the sidelines. It comes to those who are willing to step into the arena and fight for what they want. Ultimately, giving your all is a choice. It's a decision you make every single day. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed. It's about showing up, doing the work, and refusing to settle for anything less than your best. It's about understanding that greatness is earned, not given, and that the only way to achieve it is to pour your heart, soul, and energy into everything you do. When you commit fully to something, there's no room for hesitation or doubt. It's not enough to simply say you want something. Your actions must match your words. Giving your all means waking up every single day with purpose, knowing that every choice you make brings you closer to your goals. It requires a level of dedication and focus that separates the dreamers from the doers. Success demands that you pour every ounce of your energy, effort, and determination into your pursuits, leaving no room for shortcuts or half-hearted attempts. Most people fall short of their goals not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the willingness to give everything they've got. They stop when it gets uncomfortable. They give up when they face resistance. But the truth is, resistance is part of the process. It's what shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for the challenges ahead. If you want to achieve something great, you have to embrace the discomfort and push through it. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you're stretched beyond what you thought was possible. Giving your all isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you're tired, when you're discouraged, and when nothing seems to be going your way. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the moments when you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. Success is not about what you do when everything is going right. It's about what you do when everything is going wrong. The road to success is never easy. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and challenges. But each obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. It's a chance to prove to yourself that you have what it takes. When you face adversity, don't see it as a sign to stop. See it as a test of your commitment. Are you willing to keep going when the odds are against you? Are you willing to fight for what you want, even when it feels like the world is telling you to give up? That's what it means to give your all. Many people are afraid to give their all because they're afraid of failure. They think, what if I try my hardest and it's still not enough? But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone that brings you closer to your goal. When you give your all, you understand that failure is temporary, but quitting is permanent. You'd rather fail 100 times than live with the regret of never having tried. Another reason people hold back is fear of the unknown, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But fear is just an illusion. It only has power if you give it power. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on. When you confront your fears, you realize they're not as big as they seem. You discover strength and courage you didn't know you had. And that courage becomes the fuel that drives you forward. Giving your all requires clarity. You can't pour your energy into something if you don't know what you're working toward. Take the time to define your goals. Be specific about what you want and why you want it. Once you have that clarity, your path becomes clear. Every decision, every action, and every moment becomes aligned with your vision. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and you start focusing on what truly does. Discipline is another key component of giving your all. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early, staying late, and putting in the work when everyone else is taking it easy. Discipline is what separates the people who talk about their goals from the people who achieve them. It's not about motivation, it's about commitment. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward. When you give your all, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or other people for where you are. You take full responsibility for your life and your success. You realize that no one is going to hand you anything. You have to go out and earn it. And the only way to do that is to put in the work, day in and day out. Giving your all isn't just about achieving your goals, it's about becoming the person you need to be to achieve them. The process of giving your all transforms you. It makes you stronger, more resilient, and more capable. You start to see yourself differently. You begin to realize that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. And that realization alone is worth every ounce of effort you put in. There's a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you gave everything you had. Even if you don't reach your ultimate goal, there's no shame in trying. The real failure isn't in falling short, it's in not trying at all. When you give your all, you can walk away with no regrets, knowing that you did everything in your power to succeed. Life is short. You don't get a second chance to make the most of your time here. Every moment you spend holding back is a moment you'll never get back. Don't waste your life wishing for things to happen, make them happen. Start where you are with what you have and give it everything you've got.